been a while. All right, I guess we're rolling now. We should probably start this thing. All right, we got, I don't even know what episode is this. 20?
20,
20?
I think it's 20.
20? Wow.
I think we finally made 20. If it's not, then it's 19. But I think we did 19 when you couldn't make it, and then Ellis and I just did one together.
Okay.
So I think that was 19. I think this is 20 now.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's good. I mean, I could probably look it up real quick. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is episode 20, Hardheaeded Productions podcast. And, yeah, so we got Brandon back.
Yep.
Ellis
back.
here, as always.
Ellis.
Myself, John. So what's going on?
Well,
It's a day after the 4th, so we're a little groggy.
yes.
Ellis isn't. Ellis did a solid and drove me and a friend around last night so we could actually drink a little.
Yeah, I had to work that night, so I couldn't do anything. Had a couple of beers, and that was it.
Yeah.
So
All
it
right.
sucked.
Cool deal.
Good show last night. There was the neighborhood fireworks show, and there was the show. So good time and good safe time. No problems on our end anyway. I mean, there's some stuff in the news, I guess, that happened, but we had a good safe time, and everyone got home, and we're here.
Chicago wasn't so lucky. 102 people got killed over the weekend or shot.
Well, that's
No.
that's about average for them, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. So,
That's what you get when you ban guns.
yeah.
Actually, yeah, I kind of had a Facebook war with one of your friends, I think, didn't I? Over the weekend.
You
or something
did.
like that.
Yeah. It was because of guns. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it turned into guns for
Yeah.
some reason. And I laid out a bunch of stats and facts and where I got them from and things like that, and then I didn't hear any response. So
Yeah.
I don't
Interesting.
know. I don't know if I won or not. It just ended.
Yeah.
So
Guns are fine. I'm a gun owner, and guns are fine as long as they're with responsible people, and you go through get them the right way. I have no problem with it.
yep, that's pretty much how I feel.
All right.
So speaking of guns, somebody had some guns stolen. I don't know if you heard about this.
No.
Ronda Rousey.
Oh.
Her house was broken into. She had like squatters in her house, like sleeping in her bed and stuff like that, and they stole a bunch of jewelry and guns and things like that. And I guess her and the Travis Brown, the guy you like a lot, ended up going to. They were going to leave to the Bahamas or something like that, or Bermuda, and he was going to propose to her.
Oh wow!
And they stopped by her house first,
Okay.
and they I guess they stopped by her mom's house, and they were going to he was asking the mom permission and said, hey, we're going to go all the way in this weekend and basically get engaged. And then they went back by her house to grab some things or something like that, and realized that her house had been broken into, and these people were like, were there for 3 or 4 days, I guess.
Huh? That sucks.
And it might have been like neighborhood kids or something like that, so who knows.
Well, that's
Yeah.
too bad. That sucks.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that one.
Wow.
Yeah, I just read it on the thing on the MMA news thing that I get so I saw it this morning when I turned up. But yeah, so that's
Well,
that's some news there.
yeah, I mean, he'd probably kick my ass if I broke into the house, so luckily they got away.
Yeah.
Well, probably John would probably got beat up, but what about who would kick my ass?
She hasn't kicked anybody's ass lately, so
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Neither Travis Brown, so
It's true.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, that heavyweight division's interesting now because they had Derek Lewis stepping up. Then he was on like a 6-fight win streak, and then he went down to Australia to fight Mark Hunt and lost. And he was the last one to beat Travis Brown, and then so I don't know. There's like some weird. I don't know what's going on with that heavyweight division right now. I guess Stipe's just going to stay on top, man. So
Then who do you have this week? Is a fight two coming up, right?
this week is a great card, actually.
Yes.
I actually just pulled that up while we're talking about it. I know it's Amanda Nunez, and I'm not going to pronounce her name right.
Shashinko.
Yeah. And then it's Whitaker and Yoel Romero, who is built like a superhero. And then I'm trying to think who else is on that card. So.
Yeah, there's at least 4 good fights in that card. if
Oh,
not
yeah.
more.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's actually a pretty stacked card. Okay, we're getting an announcement on my computer for nothing. Thanks for that. Anyway, so let me see if I can get pull that card up real quick. But yeah, it's oh yeah, and then this weekend there's actually on Friday it's the Ultimate Fighter finale. So you have that finale, and then there's going to be it was supposed to be the Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt were going to fight as well on that, but now I guess that's not happening. But the pay-per-view is going to be next live pay-per-view, UFC 213, Nunez Shevchenko, which is for the 135. Nunez is the one who beat Ronda last, and she beat Michi before. Yeah. They actually fought before in a 3-round fight, and Amanda Nunez beat this Valentina Shevchenko. But it was close. And then Yoel Romero versus Whitaker. Daniel Omenalakuz, I don't know, versus Curtis Blades. Okay. Alistair Overeem, Fabricio Verdum. That fight right there might set up the next fight for the heavyweight champion.
That'd be a good fight.
Anthony Pettis, Jim Miller. That's going to be a crazy fight. Travis Brown versus Alexei Olinke. So, Chad Laprise, Brian Carmozzi. Brian Carmozzi was he was in. I don't know if he's in the NHL, but I think he was in the KHL or something. He was a former hockey player that turned basically a UFC fighter.
Nice.
So he hits pretty damn hard. I mean, he's a Thiago Santos on this card. Kind of going down the. But yeah, the first, there's 3 or 4 fights on there that are actually pretty good. Pettis Miller's going to be a great one.
I like Pettis a lot. I like watching him fight.
This is Anthony Pettis, not Sergio Pettis. This is the younger. I think Anthony's the younger brother. Mm-hmm. And then Alistair Overeem, Verdum will be a good fight. Whitaker Romero is going to be a great fight. Whitaker's from New Zealand. He hits real hard too.
Nice.
He's been on a win streak lately. But Yoel is just, that guy's built.
So it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, it'll be a really good fight.
Pretty packed everywhere.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Manny Pacquiao fight?
I did, actually.
I did, too. I won $20. I was happy with the outcome. Oh, yeah.
Pacquiao's old, but do you really think that guy beat Pacquiao? Because there was a lot of controversy about
I'm going to say he didn't, but since I won $20, I'm going to say he did. But if I didn't bet, I think Pacquiao should have won.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was close. I really do think it was close. It was, that guy was actually taking it to Pacquiao kind of earlier, more than I thought. Like, he was kind of pushing the pace and kind of controlling. He was a much bigger dude.
Yep. He's only 28 years old?
Yeah, right? Something like that. So, and I think it was definitely some hometown judging. They were in Australia at some stadium or something like that. This guy is Australian. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. It was a little... Pacquiao's old, man. He almost finished that guy though in the 9th, but I still think that guy. He did kind of push the pace more. But I'm not a boxing analyst, but I don't think all those boxing analysts got it wrong when they were watching that fight. Because I forgot who had said at the end. It was actually somebody said, "I think it's closer than what we realized," and that turned out to be true. Yeah. It was a lot closer than you realized.
Yeah.
I would like to see them fight again, which they will, but I like to see it in a neutral place, in New York or a Vegas or somewhere not somebody's home country.
Yeah.
That they get a real clean decision either way.
Right. Then next month is Mayweather and McGregor, August 26th.
Yep.
Mayweather's going to win.
Yeah, because it's a boxing match. Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna beat him at boxing. So
unless he gets nailed, I give McGregor a puncher's chance.
I think he's got about a 6 to 8% chance of winning, and I think if that happens, it's in the first probably 4 or 5 rounds.
You better catch him early, yeah.
Yeah.
Because going that distance with the heavier gloves on is I think a detriment. Well, I don't know. Time-wise, I'm trying to think the last McGregor fight that went the distance would have been Diaz. He went 5 rounds with Diaz. He didn't. The first time he did, and the second time he won a decision over Diaz and went 5 rounds.
So that'd be 25 minutes of fighting.
Yeah, versus 30 minutes because it's 10 3-minute rounds. Yeah. So it's only 5 extra minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not really like it's that much difference, and you don't have to control somebody that's trying to take you down. Like you don't have that extra energy spent for
leg locks,
defense and legs and things, leg kicks and things like that. So I think you could I don't think the time has anything to do with it. Mm-hmm. People are thinking, oh, it's 10 rounds. He's only usually fighting 5 rounds. Yeah, but they're 5-minute rounds, and you have wrestling defense, you have kicks, you have everything else that are taking your energy away, where this is just boxing.
Boxing, yeah.
So
and there's a lot of rules that say, I read the article that...
And he's a lot younger man. Like, let's not forget that Mayweather is 40.
He's 40 years old. And
McGregor's 27 or 28, I think.
Yeah.
So he's a lot younger guy in the prime of his life, and he's got a hell of a left hand.
Yeah.
He really does. So...
I'm sticking to Mayweather.
I think, but if you were putting money on it, who would you
put Mayweather. I'm putting money on Mayweather all the time. Yes.
You're losing money. You're putting money on Mayweather.
No,
If you bet $100 on Mayweather,
you would win.
I think you win.
Right.
Like, I think you win like $101.
Okay, yeah. So, but
so for $100 bet,
yeah.
you win $1.
But I'm saying you asked me to put money on it. Yeah, I put money on Mayweather. That's what you guys asked. But you think I should bet for McGregor?
No, I said the odds wise, you should put money on McGregor because he gets better odds.
The odds, right?
You put $100 on him, you walk away with like 900,
Right.
versus, or it's going to be about 500 or 600 probably by the time. The betting line originally was like 900 or something like that.
Jesus.
And it's now like 500 or something like that, 450 or 500.
Wow.
It's come down a lot. Like people realize that. Oh wait,
I'm waiting on the fight of the year. I consider the Triple G and Canelo.
Canelo, yeah.
If
who do you have for that one?
Canelo.
Oh wow. Okay, interesting.
I'm not sure yet, but if it goes well, it's gonna be really good for boxing. This is a lot of pressure on these two fighters because this has to go well. Yeah. Boxing's making a little bit of a comeback. It's starting to pick up again, but
with the Pacquiao, this fight that just happened, this Horn Pacquiao fight, that's horrible for boxing.
Yeah.
The fact that decision went that way and stuff like that is horrible for boxing. The fact that they're doing this Mayweather versus an 0-0, never boxed in his life, basically pro boxed in his life, superstar from another sport. Yeah. It's a sideshow now. It's just a show. It's a spectacle. They're literally doing it just for money.
Yeah, $110 million. Why not?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and we're going to pay it. And we're going to watch it though.
Yeah.
So,
but this is the last. I can't recall when the last super fight boxing match was.
I take Pacquiao Mayweather. That one.
Yeah, but it was 5-6 years too late.
Too late. Yeah.
That should have happened.
These guys
before.
are both in their prime.
Yeah.
This gives me.
I'd almost say Canelo Mayweather in a way, because I think that was the last fight that I remember like watching. Like, okay, this is a good fight,
Yeah. But
I actually think Canelo may have won that fight.
But this gives me a back in the day a Leonard Duran feel.
Yeah,
they're both good, and they're both not one guy's getting old in the ring or anything. Yeah. This can go either way. There's no true advantage.
And we've talked about this. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. I think you and me have talked about it, or maybe it was me and Kevin or somebody like that. But boxing back in the day, you had all these great, rivalries in that. Like, like you said, Leonard Duran. You had Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and you had there's like another person in there that I'm thinking Tommy Hearns.
Yeah.
Like, all those guys fought each other. That's why none of them had like this record like Mayweather has, where he's 49-0.
Yeah.
Because Mayweather only fights like a person once, and he's not really fighting these guys multiple times. These guys aren't fighting each other. Like
except Cotto.
Yeah.
Cotto was but he fought old Pacquiao. He fought old De La Hoya.
Yeah. He fought an older Sugar Shane Mosley.
Yeah.
So
still almost got knocked out in the third round.
Almost.
So I mean he's fought guys that were it was done very well managed wise.
Right.
Those fights were for him. But they weren't fighting each other like the Hearnses and Haglers and all that all that kind of stuff back in the I guess would be mid 80s probably
early 80s, mid 80s, yeah.
And then you had your Tysons at the time that were just that guy was just he was just knocking people silly
just cleaned out the whole division.
It was just different because you had these rivalries in there. To where Mayweather, I just don't want to watch Mayweather play defense for 30 minutes. I can't get into it. He doesn't go after it. He waits and waits and waits. Somebody comes to him. He counterpunches. He dodges, misses, and then counterpunches and lands a couple counterpunches and then backs up. I mean, that's how he wins this fight. And you have the belt, and to go get the belt, you have to beat be a champ. You have to beat the champ, obviously. But it's just not exciting when you're watching your 43rd fight, 44th, 45th, 46th fight where you're going to win, and you're just playing defense the entire time. So
he's a great technical fighter.
Yeah,
for sure.
If you were going to teach someone how to fight, those are some of the things you would teach.
But when's the last time he knocked somebody out?
It's been a while.
Victor Cruz on a cheap shot?
I mean,
is that on the break or something?
Yeah.
It's the last time he knocked somebody out was a long time ago.
Yeah.
The last time that Conor McGregor knocked somebody out was December. So, I don't know.
So now Triple G and Canelo. I have Triple G on that fight.
See, tell me who has Triple G fought? Give me 3 names of the top guys he's fought.
No one wants to fight him.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
That's it.
He's still fighting people though.
Yeah, but no name was though.
Well, which
So-
means that nope, that's the thing.
And that's like
I don't know if
Canelo,
it's,
same
I
thing.
don't know if it's nobody wants to fight him. He's been fighting in Europe
Yeah, but Canelo,
where there's
same
not.
thing.
I just don't think that. Well,
No, Canelo's fought a few people.
Canelo's fought quite a few
We
people.
could name 3 people.
Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Okay.
He fought. Who was the other guy he just fought? Like a Puerto Rican guy or something. He just fought. His last fight was a known name. I can't think of his name.
Okay.
I'm not a boxing fan. I don't know.
It was a Mexican dad's dude, and he what is it? Yeah, that
He's
kid's
had
dad
two.
could be a boxer.
I'd have to look it up, but he's had 2 or 3 good ones. But Triple G's is knocking everybody out.
Yeah, that's like they got the cornrows. He the one-hit wonder.
Yeah. Triple G's just people we know. I'll fight him, but I want to get paid. This, and this. And Triple G wants to fight, but the people don't want to fight him.
Yeah.
So this, because he's just knocking everybody out right now. He's the Tyson of that division.
Yeah.
But I mean, Canelo's called him out in his last fight.
Yeah.
He stepped up and said, and I like Canelo because he looks like Mexican Conan O'Brien.
Looks like Blake Griffin.
Kind of. I keep calling him Mexican Conan O'Brien though.
But it's gonna be a good.
When is the
fight.
fight? Do you know?
I want to say September.
September. Okay.
I, think
Delahoe
I just
is
had
like-
it right here. Yeah, it's
bitching
September. It's a
about
month.
that.
Yeah, it's a month before.
Okay.
Doesn't have it here. Well, not yet. Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to find his career.
But their styles are gonna make it exciting.
Yeah.
So that's you're gonna see a good fight.
He fought Chavez Jr., Golovkin.
Golovkin. That's That's a good top fighter.
That was the last one he fought. Was Golovkin.
Golovkin.
I think. Yeah, September 16th. He fought Golovkin. Oh, result. Wait. That says it's not available. Oh no, Golovkin is Triple G.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Duh.
Why am I thinking that? He fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. That was in May, just this last May.
Right.
He bought some Liam Smith. Don't know who that as Amir Khan. I recognize
yeah.
the name. Miguel Cotto.
Koto.
I don't. I'm just giving names that I know. I don't know these other names. So,
Although Koto's
So-
fading a little
so
bit. but still
James
decent.
Kirkland, Erzlindi Lara, Alfredo Anguilla, then Floyd Mayweather Jr.,
I heard of Kirkland.
Austin Trout, Lopez, Josito Lopez, Shane Mosley he beat, Kermit Citron he beat, Alfredo Gomez,
Centron's a top
Ryan
fighter.
Rhodes, Matthew Hatton. Oh, Hatton was a good fighter for a while.
Okay.
Lovemore Ndua, Carlos Baltimore, Luisa Luero Guilo, Jose Cotto. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of fights. I mean, tons of fights around here, but I don't know any of these.
A lot of what they call journeyman fighters.
Yeah.
So 4 good fighters that you named. Okay.
Well, I don't know more than 4.
What I've heard of.
I heard of that. I heard of Kirkland before.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard. Let me go back to the names. I mean, I'm giving you. This is just in the
Centron's
last-
top 10.
So since like 2010, Jose Cotto,
Okay.
Cotto, or whatever you say that. So I've heard that name. Matthew Hatton, I've heard that name. Shane Mosley, Mayweather, James Kirkland, Miguel Cotto again, Amir Khan, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Okay.
So that's what, 5 or 6
Yeah.
top names.
All right.
So Golovkin now. Let's see his who he's fought and see if we know anybody's name. Come on. Why is this just like this? All right. So Daniel Jacobs, never heard of him. Kelly Brook, never heard of him. Dominic Wade, never heard of him. David Lemieux,
Heard of him.
Yeah, heard of him.
Heard of
I
him.
haven't. Willie Monroe Jr., Martin Murray, Marco Antonio Rubio,
Heard of
Heard of
him.
him. Yeah.
Daniel Gill or something like that. Some Australian guy or New Zealand guy. Osamanu Adam, some
Gesundheit.
South Africa, yeah.
Okay.
Curtis Stevens, never. Matthew Macklin,
Heard of him.
some Japanese guy, Noburo Ishida.
I heard of him.
We got 4.
Yeah, and we're all the way back, like, we're in 2010 now, so in the same
Okay.
time period. But I don't really think you've heard of this Notorio Ushihida guy.
Right, I said I didn't. So
I heard of
yeah,
him.
he
I heard
did.
of him.
I said I didn't.
I saw him fight.
So-
So we were only 2 people that you
Right, but the point is that we had 4 people that we've known names that I heard of. That's the point.
and we had 6 for the other guy.
So
But a lot of guys are
Yeah.
ducking Triple G.
that's the problem.
That's and they're watching on TV going, I don't want to face that.
Okay, so
And
you
that's-
have what's his name? Canelo. We have
Canelo.
Triple G. Okay, it's gonna be a good fight. Same. I wonder the odds are on that fight. Do you know what the odds? Google that.
I'm sure they're pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me find out. Canelo. Oh, damn it.
Do we have August? We have McGregor, September.
Canelo. What was
And
it?
basketball season
Golovkin.
starts. And football season. And of course, we have the USC fan over here.
Always.
Yep.
Till the end.
Canelo Alvarez, Triple G Boxing, StubHub, tickets, odds. Golovkin early favorite. That was in May. There's no current odds. They're all old. They're all odds from May. Here's mid-June. Odds Bank. Odds Shark. Something boxing betting online or something. And it's an article, not an actual odds.
Where's the fight at? I don't know if it's Vegas or
I
what.
think it's Vegas.
Probably should be Vegas.
Yeah.
Or maybe Madison Square Garden or something like that.
I know a lot of De La Hoya sanctioned fights are Vegas.
Okay, here we go. Here's the odds. As of today, July 5th, at Bovada, they have Golovkin a minus 170, Canelo Alvarez plus 140. So Golovkin's actually favored.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, where are they fighting? Let's see. Golovkin odds.
It could be Staples. I know. I heard
Oh,
that
that
was.
would be
I heard that was
nice.
a possibility.
I'd try to get tickets to that, even though it's not going to happen.
T-Mobile Arena.
Okay, that do.
Where's that at?
that
Oh,
do
that's the one in
Vegas.
Vegas.
The new
That's
one.
right, yeah. So it's Vegas.
Where the hockey team's gonna play.
Yeah.
Isn't the UFC fight in Anaheim coming up sometime next month?
Yeah. That's actually a really good card, too.
Yeah.
Oh, it might be this month. It might be in this month, actually. That's the John Jones. I think it's the end of this month. It's Daniel Cormier, John Jones.
Okay. Well, I'm tickets for that. That should be pretty interesting.
I put CD instead of DC. I'm an idiot. I bet they're ridiculously priced.
Right.
Actually, David and I were talking about maybe going to that.
Nice.
Okay, Jones 2, target for UFC 214. Let me see if I just have a... Oh, man, it doesn't have any 2 full fight. John Jones, Daniel Cormier 2 full fight. Targeted UFC 14. I guess I can just go to this site. It's actually a really good card. July 29th. So, yeah, it's the end of this month.
Wow.
So it also has Manawa is on the card against, I think, OSP or somebody. Or let me see. Why did it just go to the UFC page? I was already there and then had to leave.
Wow.
But yeah, it's
July 29th.
yeah, July 29th. So
Nice.
that'll be. I mean, that card is stacked.
That's could probably sell out real quick if it's not sold out already.
What's that?
It could probably sell it out.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's already sold out.
Might get a few nosebleed seats, maybe possible.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
probably find like StubHub seats or something like that, but I bet it's already sold out. So okay, here it is, pay-per-view UFC at 29th Anaheim.
Okay.
So we have obviously Daniel Cormier, John Jones, Chris Cyborg versus Tanya Evinger,
Ooh,
Tyrone Woodley versus Damian Maia. All
Nice.
3 of those are for titles, by the way.
nice.
Wow.
Then we have Robbie Lawler and Donald Cerrone,
Damn.
Jimmy Manawa versus Ozdemir Vulcan, Ricardo Lamas versus Jason Knight, Dooho Choi versus Andre Fili, which Dooho Choi put on a great fight. Aljamain Sterling versus Renan Barao, Sage Northcutt versus John Makadisi, and then we're down into the really, there's Josh Berkman's on the card still. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But those top 6 fights on that card are just
Cyborg.
ridiculous. You go from Lamas Knight, Manawa, Cerrone Lawler, Tyrone Woodley, Maya, Cyborg versus this other girl because that other lady wouldn't fight her, and then obviously the main event of DC and John Jones. It's crazy. I mean, that's a crazy card. Doing all right?
My,
All right.
allergies.
So yeah, I mean that's going to be a crazy nutty
Yeah.
card, dude. Like that's definitely going to. either going to try to go. Let's see, buy tickets. Let's see what it says. Let's see
Get our
what
hopes
Ticketmaster
up.
says.
Or TK Orange. That's going to be
that's
a hell of a scene.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to be there.
So,
Right by there.
Yeah.
all right, Brandon, give me your credit card.
Right.
And no, these tickets went fast and we're unable to find more right now.
Wow.
So they're already out. So if we go to StubHub, I have that StubHub app here. Let's pull this up. Anyway, we'll talk about other stuff while I pull this up.
Basketball free agency. A lot of things going on in basketball. We got Gordon Hayward going to the Boston Celtics. Then we have people beating with LeVar Ball, like usual, 76ers dude. And then Lonzo Ball just signed a 4-year, $33 million contract. So congratulations, Lonzo.
Yeah, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Local kid goes to the Lakers.
Yeah, his dad predicted it. Everyone hated his dad, and now everyone is eating his shit. So big baller brand.
$160, the cheapest seats.
Wow. That's expensive, but not that bad. For cheapest seats, I thought
Row
like 300.
Row Q.
Wow, top of the line, all the way up. It's like a hockey game.
Yeah.
You'd be by the food and everything.
Yeah.
No, you're above the food. Anaheim, you walk in and then you turn and go up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't buying nothing, man. Yeah, exactly. You're way up there, man. Yeah, when I went to Anaheim, I forgot what UFC it was. It was like one something, but I saw BJ Penn get beat by Matt Hughes, and I got free tickets from a girl that worked there, and we were like,
Nice.
I think we were in that upper section, but we were like in the first or second row of that section, so it was kind of like they weren't bad, but any higher and we would have been like not. I mean, we were as it was, we were watching it on TV anyways. We were watching on the big screen above the stage anyways, just because you just couldn't see them. They're in the middle of the stage. There's all these people around. It's
Standing up,
the
probably.
way the stage is, and if they're on the ground in the corner, all you just see is bodies. Like you don't really see any actual detailed action of what's going on. So, I'd much prefer to go watch either like at a smaller arena, like some of when they used to have in the old arenas in Vegas, like with the Hard Rock and things like that, like a small, like a 10,000 seat arena, or 6,000 seat arena, not like a 22,000, 24,000 seat arena, whatever it is.
Do you think maybe in a couple of years the Citizens Bank might have it? Maybe.
They've had some smaller events.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They've
They had
some-
Metallica
they've had
there,
some-
and I was there for that.
Yeah, and that's like a 10,000 seat arena or
Yeah.
something like that. So I could see them having something there, but it maybe not a full blown pay per view card, but like a fight night thing or something they could probably have.
They've had boxing there before.
Yeah,
I remember seeing David Tua fight somebody.
Okay.
He was a heavyweight contender.
yeah.
So like they had some wasn't championships, but they had some like chance to get to fight for a belt kind of fights there.
Nice.
So
All right.
they have the venue for certain events. Lakers play there once a year for
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do a
Yeah.
preseason.
Yeah.
And there's like been some decent concerts and stuff in there. Like you
Yeah.
said, Metallica, just recently Def Leppard and Tesla and somebody else was there
Poison
too.
was
Well, I
there?
think it was Poison
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
Slipknot was there a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they get but it's a it's a 10,000 seat, or it's probably more than that for a concert because you're going to have probably some floor seating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a smaller arena. It's a nice place, but,
Yeah.
My
but yeah, you're
daughter's-
not going to get a big pay per view
Right.
with 3 championships on it
Yeah,
and stuff
no,
like that. They need to,
that's-
My daughter's graduation was there, and their school's pretty big, and we almost filled the arena.
yeah.
Nice.
So it's a good venue. It's nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's something. I mean, and there could be, I don't know, maybe Bellator comes in there or some other organization. They could easily fill that place or something like that. But yeah, I mean, Bellator's fought at Anaheim quite a few times and Staples Center and stuff. I mean, so Anaheim was supposed to have a card. UFC was supposed to be there in January and it got canceled. So now they're coming back now. So oh well.
Yeah.
But so what about your CNN, man? They're
Oh yeah, how CNN found the dude who put that
yeah.
Trump sting and he apologized for it.
And then now that apparently they might be blackmailing them. They're saying
Right,
people,
yeah.
some people are saying that.
So,
I don't know.
Oh.
What do you think about that? If it is, I mean, do you think it's blackmail or not?
I think they could. Well, they have the CNN, so they could have leverage on that person, but it's what he did was
He's done stupid shit.
Yeah.
I'm not defending this guy at all as
Right.
far as what he did. I mean, the Trump one it's not. That's funny.
yeah,
That's a hilarious meme or GIF or whatever you want, little video thing. That's funny, dude.
Right.
I just saw that right there.
Oh, really?
They beating up somebody in the ring.
Yeah, it was, well, because Trump was on the WWE a long time ago. That was actually Vince McMahon that he was like body slamming. So this guy took that video clip and just created, like, superimposed CNN over the head of Vince McMahon. And it just rolls, and then Trump retweeted it and stuff like that. And CNN went ballistic. All the left media went ballistic, saying this is going to cause people to shoot at us, our media and journalists. This is putting journalists' lives in danger. And it was just bullshit. Like, if you just look at it, it's funny. If it was Obama that had done it to Fox, I would have thought it was funny.
Right.
I think it's a funny thing to put out there.
Yeah.
You know, the way that they've been going back and forth with calling each other fake news, and they're calling him, you know, they're calling him unhinged and unhealthy and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of shit going back and forth. Yeah. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's
that was funny too.
He just stepped it up with that. You know, CNN's pissed that they didn't think of it first.
Right.
You know, doing it the other way.
Yeah.
Like, so.
But Bill Maher always plans ahead, so.
But then what happened was CNN found the guy that put that originally on Reddit or something like that. And they found this guy, and apparently this guy has put like anti-Semitic stuff up before. He put up like stuff at CNN and put either swastikas or something like that above all these people's, like, all the Jewish hosts' heads. So I mean, the guy's done some stupid shit before.
Right.
So apparently he apologized to CNN, and then he goes, "Please don't, like, release my information. I'll take everything down, this and that." And then they said, CNN released a statement saying, like, hey, like, one of their producers or news reporters or something like that on their online thing did this story about it, and the last line in the story was, CNN retains the right to release this guy's information if what he says doesn't hold true. Like, if he does post something again, then they're going to release his information.
Then do it.
But that's that's kind of blackmail. They're like, don't do it unless we're gonna out you.
If you have
don't do this, or we're gonna out you.
But if you have like something like swastika stuff like that, you think that shouldn't be released?
No, I think it's stupid. I think that's fucking stupid, and that guy's a dumbass.
Yeah, and so they should expose him for what he's in, putting up swastika stuff like that.
They should expose him now. Then
okay.
Not hold something over and go, if you do something again, that's blackmail.
Yeah,
that's basically strong arm tactics.
Okay.
Is he the guy that put a Nazi uniform on Obama a few years back?
I don't think so.
Someone did that. I don't know who. I can't remember who it was.
This guy's like a nobody in, like, I don't even know where he's from. I mean, he's just a nobody. And it's stupid what he did. I don't know how Trump. I don't think Trump follows this guy or anything like that. Somebody probably sent it to Trump, or somebody sent it from this guy's to send it to somebody else. This thing had been around for a while already. By the time Trump, it had been around for, I think, a month or 5 weeks or something like that before Trump even posted it.
Okay.
So when Trump posted it last Sunday, then it got retweeted. It's Trump's most retweeted thing. It's just, when the president types it out, it's gonna have more attention than some
other guy.
But so it got to him somehow, and then CNN basically went back and found this guy and found out who he was, and then interviewed him, and then basically he apologized, and then they said, hey, don't do anything, or we're going to be after you again. We're going to tell the world who you are, and you're going to have all this news media at your door. You're going to have all, like, that's a little strong arm tactic. I mean, that's like saying, okay, we're getting news to this, but instead now you have to jump up and down. You have to do jumping jacks on the way to work every day. Like, you have to walk a mile to work every day doing jumping jacks the entire time. Or we're going to release your name. Yeah. Like, really? Like, come on.
All right. And then Kathy Griffin today got talked to by the Secret Service today. That was interesting.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They went after her, so.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, and then Johnny Depp said some stupid. Was it Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Said some stupid shit about.
Yeah.
About.
Had anybody assassinated?
Yeah. When's the last time an actor assassinated a president?
Yeah.
He goes, maybe it's time.
Right.
And I don't. So the left is going off, and all the lefties still go back. And we talked about it before. You go back to the one thing of fucking Ted Nugent. Right. And that's the only thing you guys can cling to is Ted Nugent, what he said. And yet there's numerous things that the left and people have done against Trump, and they Ted Nugent did it, so it's okay.
Right.
No, it's like.
But two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's not two wrongs. It's 11. It's 11 wrongs versus one wrong.
Well, okay. Do you think that other
so when
people,
the numbers are so much farther for what you guys are doing versus what one dumbass did versus all these other dumbass, you have a lot more dumbasses.
Well, let me do you think people on the right are afraid of speaking out because of
the way they've
They're
been treated
scared,
the last. Yeah.
So that's not what goes important to speak out, like Kid Newsom did. Liberals are doing it all the time. If
anybody on the right speaks out at all, because the media and celebrity in Hollywood is so slanted left, they get attacked immediately, and you lose your job for it. The people on the right don't want to lose their jobs; they want to keep working, so they don't say anything.
And so, well, this.
And we are also not that. We're not really offended like that. Like, we don't really get offended if you say something to us. Like, whatever. Right. Like, I don't get offended if CNN would have done the same thing. That meme, if it was reversed, if it was CNN attacking Trump, or some other celebrity did it and them attacking Trump, like, I don't care. Like, the thing that Kathy Griffin did, I think it's stupid, but I don't care. The thing that Snoop Dogg did, I think it's stupid, I don't care. So I don't get offended by it. I don't think that Kathy Lee Gifford should be investigated.
But
I mean, I think they, like, hey, like, don't do shit anymore. Like, actually have an official from the government, from FBI or Secret Service, listen, don't do this shit anymore. Like, you don't understand that can have repercussions down the line. There was a shooting of the Congress people that we talked about. So that guy was influenced by MSNBC and Rachel Maddow and things like that. There's all this, where he has, like, he's retweeted a bunch of crazy shit and, like, supported her and supported that show and the MSNBC. But they say, oh no, what Kathy Lee Gifford did doesn't cause people to go out and do this. Yet that this guy does go out and do that. And they go, oh no, that's not real. No, he was just a crazy. It was the guns. It was the guns.
Blame the guns. Bernie Sanders people. Blame us too.
Blame the guns.
And when someone unstable sees that,
he was a Sanders. He worked on the Sanders campaign.
Yeah.
When someone unstable sees something like that, they can't process it like we will. They're going to act on it and go, oh yeah, this is.
And you have unstable people on both sides. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think there's stupid people out there. So these people need to think that, hey, what I do may actually cause somebody else to do something. So let's just deal with that. That's the mental issue part of the gun issue that I think should be opened up and talked about. I think the mental issue thing is very real. In every mass shooting ever is basically a person that's mentally ill.
Yeah,
whether it's schools or government or whatever.
They have some sort of Well, no, I'm saying, like, actually have, like, a diagnosed mental illness.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a way to filter that and see it, have teachers, have parents stand up and say, listen, like, my child at a young age, like, they're acting a little strange. They have these, like, tendencies and they draw these things, or they do this, or they talk a certain way, or they're real reclusive, or they do, there are signs, and we just need to be open with those signs and not have it, well, you're just putting that person down, or, I mean, that's the whole, if you are treated, if you're on certain drugs, if your doctor says you're on these certain drugs, and we know that the Adam Lanzas and the guy from Colorado that did the Aurora shooting,
the Joker dude,
that guy. I can't think of his name. I don't even want to care. I don't want to give these guys names out anyways. But all these guys were on, like, certain drugs too, that they can link back. That, like, there's, like, out of, like, 6 of, like, the, say, 20 mass shootings in the last, like, 30 years or whatever it is, like 6 or 7 of these guys, like, all of them are mentally ill, and, like, a certain percentage were on a certain drug. So, I don't know. Let's maybe not prescribe that drug, or if you do prescribe that drug, let's make sure that this person you put them on a list of they can't buy firearms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
that's a good start.
And if you go, and you can always find firearms, but you really can't. Like, I'm not going to go. How am I going to go buy an illegal firearm? I'm going to drive around Pomona on every street corner and walk up to every black guy or Mexican in the corner. Hey, do you guys sell drugs or sell guns? Do you sell drugs? Do you sell guns? Do you sell guns? Like, I'm looking to buy an illegal gun. Wow. Like, get the fuck out of here, white boy. Like, that's nobody's going to sell me a gun. They're going, all right, cop, go ahead. Like, nobody's really going down to buy.
No.
Guns are traded between gangs and things like that. I mean, you have to already be in that element.
Right.
Like, nobody from Nebraska is driving into Chicago and trying to buy an illegal gun. Right. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you know somebody, you don't have to be in that.
Yeah, but
business,
going
but
through somebody who knows somebody, and then one of those people we need. Like, that's the thing. That's and that you're all dealing with multiple criminal elements, and all of those are felonies already. It's already illegal to do that. So banning the guns doesn't solve that problem.
Yeah.
So that's why I think the mental issue thing needs to be looked at.
It'll take some work.
And I understand, like, the doctor-patient confidentiality thing there, but if we're talking about saving lives and stopping mass shootings, maybe that doctor-patient confidentiality needs to get tweaked a little when it comes to certain areas. Right. Like they need,
So-
hey, you're just put on this list, and it's just you're on a no buy list,
Right.
like a no fly list if you're a terrorist, you're on a no buy list if you're and then if you can prove that, by multiple doctors or things like that, like no, like I'm actually better, I'm not on that drug anymore, like I have now a clearing from different doctors. Then you go and you can get off that list. Like there has to be a process. We live in a modern age of technology.
Right.
Like it should be able to be done.
There also has to be an avenue where it's not a crutch, because people get on trial and go, well, I'm going to claim mental defect and I want to not guilty, and then get a lighter sentence. And sometimes most judges don't allow it.
Yeah.
Some do once in a while, and they get off on that technicality. Not get off, but they get a lighter
reduced
sentence.
Yeah.
So there's that area too.
And that came up in that conversation we were having on Facebook too about the sentencing. Like
Okay.
the video you posted was basically about people that had felonies that they have what the crime they commit is a felony.
Yeah.
Then it gets pleaded down to a lesser thing because they roll on somebody else or they give up information here or do this, and it pleads down to a misdemeanor. With a misdemeanor, you can still buy a firearm.
Yeah.
Why don't we just say, hey, if you commit a felony, even if you plead it down, you still can't buy a firearm now? Like just you committed a felony just because you pled it down doesn't mean that like your sentence can be reduced, but the ramifications of like buying a gun now, like you committed a felon, now you can't buy a gun. You are on a no buy list.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
So there's like this is reasonable gun talk that people should have and people don't have.
But people don't have it, yeah.
I also feel if you're an illegal alien, you shouldn't be able to buy a gun.
No, yeah, that I would agree with
I don't
too.
know if you can buy a gun on a green card actually,
Yeah.
or I mean obviously illegal. I mean I don't know, illegal you might be able to because California's given illegals driver's license, and that's all you need. You need a social security number too. So you need a social security number and a driver's license in California. Now those documents could be forged, but it's probably going to get found out because when their numbers go to, you pay gross fees and it actually goes to the ATF or FBI and they give it the background check on you. That's why you wait 10 days in California.
Yeah.
It's for that check to come back. But I also think the check system is stupid because I'm a person that already owns multiple firearms. Why do I have to wait 10 days when I go buy a new one? Like California, they called it a cooling off period because, well, if you're going to go shoot your wife, like you're angry, we don't want you to pick up that gun that day because you might go shoot her. Well, I already own like 10 guns at home or whatever it happens to be, 15 guns, 2 guns, whatever. Like I'm not going to go spend $1,000 on a brand new handgun to go kill my wife with it.
Right.
Like I'm going to use one of the ones I already
couldn't
have. Like that just doesn't make sense. That's mental disorder right there. If you're doing that you are mentally ill. So why do I have to wait for a background check when I already own firearms? Like, see, is that not reasonable?
Well, I guess she has 10 days to move.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean what? And here's the thing: if you have a what's the restraining order against you, you can't buy a firearm.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there's things like that already exist. You can't have a restraining order. You can't be a felon. You can't there's a bunch of reasons already. Just add maybe some mental ill things, and if you've been even not convicted for the felon, but if that was the original crime and you play it down, that you're still on the no buy list. Like let's make it harder for criminals to carry and purchase guns. So, when you're a cop walking up to the back of a car, you don't know who's inside. You don't know what they're carrying. You don't know any of that. It's just like going into a domestic violence situation. You don't know really. You go in over the radio. You don't hear. All you hear is domestic violence. You don't know if it's a wife beating the husband or the husband beating the wife.
Yeah.
And if it's a wife beating the husband most likely isn't going to talk.
Yeah. I had. There was an incident where I knew. Well, some people happened that I know of where the domestic violence issue happened and the person went to jail, and it kind of was they were both wrong, but one person went to jail. They that's kind of messed up, but it happened.
Yeah.
So I mean, you never know domestic violence. You never know who started it. That's the only thing. And usually, most of the times, the guy gets blamed, but you never know really what happened.
I had a friend that got arrested for domestic violence of his wife. They were at a wedding together, not their wedding, but it was a family wedding or friend's wedding or something like that. I was there earlier, and I had already left. That she had been drinking, and she and him, he'd probably had a few drinks too, but not he wasn't drunk. Yeah. But she was kind of drunk, and they were in an argument, and she was yelling stuff at him and stuff like that. And so they were in this fight. And people knew they were fighting because it was right out in front. They were leaving, and there was a step down. They left out, and there was a step down into the like pavement into the parking lot area.
Right.
She slips while she's yelling back at him. He reaches for her, grabs her forearm, and she falls to the ground.
Oh.
Somebody had already called the cops because they were yelling at each other, like somebody that worked there,
Okay.
not anybody from the family or
Right.
friends. But because he grabbed her arm and she was on the ground, and then she had physical bruises on her arm, he got arrested and went to jail that night for
Yeah.
domestic violence.
Wow. See, it's stuff
Now,
like that.
he had to pay these court fees and do
Yeah.
all this, and then she had to go to the court and be like, no, I'm not pressing charges. He's my husband. This is what happened. Like, he
Yeah.
reached out and grabbed me because I was falling.
Yeah.
But because when the cops get there, if they see any bruising, any evidence, any red marks, anything like that on a woman
Yeah.
or on either person,
Right.
then the other person gets automatically arrested.
Yeah.
Even though he reached out to save her from falling down to the ground.
Yep. And that's why.
So there's a lot of laws that are just stupid sometimes.
And that's like I hate-
everybody needs to be a little more logical
Yeah.
and reasonable about
Or
some
like
shit.
when people, for example, we've seen many people get into like fights before, like out in the street or at bars or whatever. I hate it when when it's not your own business. If it's two friends fighting each other and they call the cop, like, dude, mind your business. Two guys fighting, mind your business. Let them
Yeah.
fight. Go home. Like,
Now, I understand if a
mind your business.
business calls,
Right.
but it's like some bystander.
No,
probably
but
shouldn't.
yeah.
Unless somebody's really getting their ass beat.
Right. Okay.
But you're not really beating your friend's
No,
ass. I mean, you
exactly.
probably aren't going to get to that level.
Yeah.
But,
You're good. Like 2 punches in. Like, all right, you're done. Get up. Go home.
yeah.
I had a friend, excuse me, almost got arrested on a misunderstanding. He's out in the front yard and he's like watering the lawn or something. His wife comes up and starts playing with him, and they start spraying each other with a hose and stuff. Then they start slapboxing, like play fighting.
Uh-huh.
Neighbor calls the cops, think they're really fighting.
Yeah.
Cops roll up, 2 cop cars roll up, guns out, pointing at them, and then got people on the ground and everything. It got sorted out, but it was just that could have went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he thought he was reaching for something or something. He could have got shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just ridiculous. Like I said, people mind their own business unless you know what's really going on.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the reaching for thing, I have a whole diatribe about that. But because you mentioned that Philando Castro, because the police finally released their video
Right.
of the cops, basically the audio and the cops footage from the beginning, not even still the beginning, but basically when he first approached him.
Right.
I have, and people came down on the NRA for not supporting that guy, the Philando Castro thing.
Yeah.
And the NRA not, he was a legal gun owner with a legal CCW, which I think is still true. I don't think that was disproven. I think that is actually true. He did have a license to carry his gun. But what he did, if you just listen to it, and the officer says, all right, he goes, I have a gun on me, or I'm a CCW character, I have a gun or something like that. And then he starts grabbing for whatever. He's grabbing for his insurance papers or his license. The cop doesn't know what he's grabbing.
Okay.
He doesn't know if he's grabbing the gun or grabbing his identification papers. He doesn't know.
Okay.
And because he doesn't know, and he restates the phrase, stop moving your hands, stop moving, don't reach,
Right.
stop reaching for that, stop reaching for anything, basically.
Okay.
And then at that point, after being told 4 or 5 times of don't reach for anything,
Right.
which means at that point, put your hands up and
Yeah.
don't reach for anything.
Right.
So
So
your
you-
hands
yeah.
are clearly out in front of you, and you can clearly see, like,
Right.
I'm not reaching for anything.
Yeah.
And then the cop shoots him because he's still reaching for something.
Right. So you think his shooting was justified?
I don't think...
I mean, I feel bad for the little girl who saw that. He's traumatized for life.
he's what?
Who the little girl in the backseat who
Oh,
saw
yeah,
that?
for sure.
Yeah,
That's what bugs me. That
Yeah,
there's a
same
kid
here.
in the car.
And
That's what bugs me.
Yep.
There's a kid in the car.
But I still think... I think there's fault on both people's sides.
Okay.
I just don't see it as clearly as... I mean, I don't think the cop intentionally shot him.
Okay.
Okay? It's not murder.
What?
Okay? But did he overreact to the situation? Maybe, probably. Maybe the cop could have realized that this guy's sitting there with his wife. There's a kid in the back. He's probably not reaching for a gun.
Yeah.
But you don't know that.
Okay.
And when you split second, like I know that friend that I had in Pomona that pulled over that car, walked up to the car, license registered, boom.
Yeah.
They shot him. He's dead.
Right.
Yeah.
See, so how do you, when a cop deals with that all the time,
Right.
every time I get pulled over, whether I'm carrying or not,
Yeah.
my hands are clearly up on the wheel.
Yeah.
As soon as I get pulled over, I don't reach for my wallet.
Right.
I don't reach for my registration. I don't reach for anything until I'm told to.
Yeah.
I roll down my window and turn the key off and put my hands up, fingers spread out on
Right.
top of the wheel. 10 and
Yeah.
2, top of the wheel.
Yeah. If my hands out the
Clearly.
window, the cop can see me. Like, oh, here you go.
Well,
cops.
see, I don't even want to
Yeah.
stick anything out the window because
see?
then they think you're pointing something at them.
Yeah.
I got accused of pointing he thought I was pointing a gun at him when I had a scar in my hand. Well, actually, this is what happened. I had a cigar in my hand. I got pulled over.
Right.
I dropped the cigar outside the vehicle and then had my hands up on the wheel.
Right.
Fingers spread out as wide as I could make them, 10 and 2 on the wheel.
Yeah.
Didn't move. Just sat there until he came to the window.
Okay.
Then, after he issues me this ticket for whatever stupid reason it was that I thought at the time, which I probably was speeding, so I probably deserved that one. But he goes, "Why are you littering my streets?"
Okay.
And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Your cigar. Why are you littering my streets?" He goes, I might give you a ticket for littering now, a fine for littering." And I'm like,
Brother.
I said, "Officer, I didn't want there to be a dark cylindrical item in my hand when you walked up to the vehicle. I didn't want you mistaking it for a barrel of a gun, so I dropped it outside the vehicle."
Yeah.
And he looked at me and went, "Oh, well, that actually makes sense then."
Right.
He goes, "Pick it up and throw it away."
Okay.
Like, yeah, I'm clearly going to pick it up. I'm not going to leave it
Right.
here.
Yeah.
But it's so I had a justification in my head of why I dropped it. But that's the thing. Like, if that guy, that Philando Castro, when he got pulled over, would have put his hands up on 10 and 2.
Right.
I mean, he was laid back. The seats were laid back. He was cruising.
Yeah.
And then his hands are down here, reaching for whatever. I don't know. If your hands are here, down at your sides, reaching underneath the seat, reaching in the glove box, when they're walking up, if you're reaching for your registration in your glove box when they're walking up, do they know you're reaching for your registration, or do they think you're reaching for a firearm?
They never know.
You don't know. So leave your hands up on the wheel at 10 and 2, clearly visible, clearly seen. When they say, "Hey, why I pulled you over," whatever happens to be, say no, because you don't want to talk yourself into a ticket.
Yeah.
So what you do is you then, and the officer says, "Okay, I need your license, registration, proof of insurance." It's the 3 things they're always going to ask you for.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
So then you clearly say, "My license and insurance info is in my back right pocket."
Yeah.
Or it's in the glove box next to me. Can I reach for that now?
Yeah.
Or it's in the glove box on the right. Can I reach for that now, officer? I'm going to reach in the glove box. That's where my proof of papers are.
Yeah.
And let him know what you're doing.
Okay.
Don't be like, "Oh, why'd you pull me over? Why you just harassing me? You're pulling me over for this, man. I didn't do anything. Why, you're just fucking with me, man. I didn't do that. I didn't do that." Your time to argue the infraction is not with the officer. He already thinks you did something.
Yeah.
The time you argue it is in court
Okay.
after. So do what they say, hands up on the wheel until they tell you to do something different, and say, I'm going to can I reach for my back pocket now?
Yep.
And if you are carrying a firearm, "Officer, I have a CCW. My firearm is in such and such place.
Yeah.
I do not want to reach for my wallet because I don't want you to think I'm reaching for a gun.
Yeah.
So can I get out and you remove the gun for me, or I get out and the gun is going to be in the glove box?"
Yeah.
And just say that. And then you technically, when you have a CCW, and what Philando Castro did was correct. "I have a CCW license. I am armed."
Yeah.
Okay. The next phrase should have been from the officer. Okay, first of all, don't move your hands now.
Right.
Okay, where is the firearm?
Yeah.
Which should have been the next thing.
Okay.
Because then I know where the firearm is at. And that communication didn't happen. I think they're both at fault. There was a communication fault on both sides. There were actions that guy could have done that he would have still been living today, probably. And there were things the officer could have done. But I don't think it's not. I mean, that officer's fucked too. He took a guy's life. I mean, you have to realize there's a mental toll for that, just like there's a mental toll for the little girl in the car.
Yeah.
There's a mental toll when you take somebody's life.
Yep.
So, but I don't think he should be arrested. I don't think he should serve time, because what he did was clearly state, "Don't move your hands, don't move your hands, stop moving, stop moving."
Okay.
That's, to me, that guy's still moving his hands around.
Right. Okay.
Just don't do that. Don't move your hands.
All right.
Like I said,
Just how officers need to have a certain priorities of what they do and how they control themselves, we as a public, when we get pulled over, have to do certain things to make the whole experience just go smoother and easier.
Like I said, thank God the little girl didn't get hit, because then that'd be a whole other ball game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Some ricochets up off of something and hits the kids.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it easily could have happened, but I still think if you're moving your hands around and you're being told not to, stop moving your hands around.
Okay.
I mean, do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree with that, like you said.
So,
But kind of like one time I saw this video where the guy said, "I'm reaching for my wallet," and the guy reached for the cop said, "Okay, reach for your wallet." He did it, and he took something in the leg. Why? Like, he's reaching for his wallet, like you said, and you still shoot him? No, that's stuff like that. It's stupid.
And I agree.
So,
and there are going to be mistakes that are made, and that guy then should be fired and probably, I mean, not thrown in jail.
Okay.
Because he may have thought, instead of a wallet, this guy's pulling a gun. If you're reaching, and I have seen that where Like there was an episode of, I don't know if it was Cops or that Live PD or something like that, where this guy was on a bike, like down in Florida. It was a white kid, like older white guy, like t-shirt off, like like Florida.
Yeah.
So, and he was riding his like a pedal bike, and bicycle. And the cop stopped him. He was like, "Hey, like people said we're kind of out in the lanes. Like, everything all right? Like, are you okay?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm good," and stuff like that. And then he just reached for his wallet immediately, and he just reached for his wallet and started pulling his wallet, and he pulled it out fast. Like he reached out and pulled his wallet out fast like that to give his ID. And the cop was like pulling his gun out because that guy went like way too fast. Like was here and was like, "Oh, here's my wallet," like that. And the cop was like, and the guy's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." Like. That guy pulled his wallet out way too fast. Okay. So there's a way you have to pull your wallet. I mean, you have to realize, make slow moving things. Right. Tell the cop exactly what you're doing. Yeah. Turn to him if you can. Go, can you see? I'm going to turn and get my wallet. Like, I'm reaching here, and keep your other hand. Like, keep all your hands clear. Like, make slow movements. I mean, there's just because they're on edge, man. They don't know what they're walking up to. Yeah. They don't know if you just committed, like, you killed 4 people at home and are trying to get away, and they just pulled you over for a broken taillight. Yeah. Or if you just had a broken taillight and you're like coming from a church camp, they don't know. Yeah,
but like cause let's say for example, for example, because I know some people did this too, and some of my friends are cops saying, I hate doing this because like they'll pull somebody over and they'll say, look, I'm gonna reach for my wallet, I don't want to get shot today. Here, I'm gonna move really slowly, and like the cops, like I'm not gonna shoot you, just and they hear that every day. Well, they go to both sides.
It is both sides,
and so. And
the cop is already at ease with you because he just kind of read the situation and was like, all right, like I'm at ease with this guy, and he so who knows? Who knows the situation? We don't know the last call. The guy that officer that shot that Philando Castro. We don't know the last call he was on. Right. Maybe he was in an intense situation with somebody else that was just fucking with him and everything like that, and had to arrest somebody, and had to wrestle somebody to the ground, and like who knows? And he was still adrenaline up from that or something like that. And he goes and pulls this guy over for whatever. Right. And then he sees like this guy moving around for something now, and he's like, who knows? Yeah. Like, and you got to take. What you should do is take every instance as it is. Yeah. But we're human beings, Human beings make mistakes. I think there were mistakes on both sides. Okay. So I don't think anybody should go to jail for it, though. I don't think there was a crime committed. Legally, legally, I don't think there was a crime committed. I think it's a very sad thing that happened, but I think legally.
Sad thing is it's going to happen again.
Oh yeah, it's going to happen all the time. Yeah, it's going to happen more than once. Yep. And they're probably going to away with it still.
Until there's
but then there's instances where cops shot somebody and he clearly, like that guy running away in South Carolina or whatever. And that guy was running away and the cops shot him in the back. Yeah, that cop went to jail. Right. Okay, so like the system does work. You just have to let it work. Right. So there's a lot of times where we find out that the full information isn't really the full information. Right. Everybody got emotionally because that girl released that Facebook streaming thing as it was happening. Oh my God, you killed him, and this and that. And that's hard to watch, man. Like that's holy shit. This guy's laying there bleeding, and the cop just shot this guy. Yeah. This looks bad. Yeah. But at the same time, we're 58 minutes up.
Well, I wouldn't rely on Facebook for evidence in a trial.
Well, it was video. I mean, she was streaming. It was streaming live at the same time. So like, it's literally on her phone. She's just like live, like recording. Like, oh my gosh, like, and yeah, I mean, it's still video. It's still evidence. But when the cops video, then like we never saw that until now. Right. Like video from the cop car with the audio of him clearly saying, looking in the car, don't move your hands, don't stop moving, stop moving, stop moving. Right. He says it 4 or 5 times. Yeah. 4 or 5 times of telling you to stop moving, you're still moving. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're reaching for. You already told me you got a gun on you, and now I told you to stop moving. Stop moving. Yeah.
When it takes the cops a long time to release something in any case, that case or any other case, that's where I get uneasy. It's like, well, if it's legit, come on, give it up.
Yeah.
Why you gotta sit there and ask? If you ain't did nothing wrong, give it up. Come on. You know what I mean?
And I understand that.
That's the way it is.
And I actually agree with that, but I also agree with not wanting to taint a jury pool in a way of releasing information like this beforehand. That's why investigations take time to actually get all the facts, interview witnesses multiple times, because people's stories change. So you take that into account as well. So you have to take this thing, and then you match it up with, all right, the story was told here, this is their video, this is this person's video, this is the audio, this is the, and then you take everything together, and it takes time to do that. I mean, it's, you know, it's manpower. I mean, cities still have to run other things.
Yeah.
Other current investigations are ongoing already, and now you have this new one to go.
Yeah.
So this new one it doesn't push the other ones down. It goes to the bottom of the stack. And then you go to these other investigations, and then when you get to that investigation, I also think, and I've said this before, that like if LAPD is involved in a shooting, LAPD should not investigate LAPD.
Yeah.
So LA County Sheriffs or a statewide organization or an outside, you know, some other outside with independent investigators, and you have this like you know, if something goes wrong in the world, like terrorism, or there's like a nuclear thing, we have what's called these fast teams, these act teams that go out and they're nest teams, and they go out and they're fast action and go anywhere in the world, basically within 12 hours or something like that, and they can go and investigate right away.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have that statewide or countywide, and then federally and things like that, and you have these teams that are investigators and stuff like that, and then like, all right, now we have the case. Like this investigation team has multiple investigators, police, non-police. You have attorneys, defense attorneys, whatever you have on on this team.
Yeah.
You have criminologists. You have people that are experts in different fields, and they're this team of 5 or 6 or 10 or 12 people, and they go out and they're the ones that investigate a police shooting. It's not up to the individual police department to do it.
Right.
So there's got to be there's ways of doing this, and it's just people have to come together, and I don't know, it's going to cost money too.
Oh yeah.
So all this stuff, everything costs money. To have this investigation costs money. So I understand about not releasing it right away. And if this was released right away, I think it might have helped the situation. But I think a lot of people are already emotional, and this was just the Philando Castro was on the tail end of a bunch of other cop versus black men shootings that happened in a short period of time,
or Latin, or just people who are poor.
Exactly.
If you're poor, if you're poor and white, you must be black or Latin.
Yeah. Which happens. I mean, there was there's cases that I can cite where cops shot white guys, and they're never on the news.
Yeah.
You have the Kelly Thomas, the kid in Orange County, the homeless kid in Orange County, Fullerton. He got beat by the cops.
Got beaten.
Yeah.
I know a lot about that story. I knew one of the cops that was involved in that. I knew the district attorney for Fullerton that was prosecuting the case. Okay. I'm actually friends with his daughter, and I know somebody that actually knew that Kelly Thomas. Wow. So I know a lot about that case. Yeah. That Kelly Thomas was somebody who was clearly mentally ill. Okay. Also somebody that wasn't doing what he was told when he was told to do it originally. Right. But they took it way too fucking far. Okay. Way too fucking far. Okay. They beat the shit out of that kid, and he died because of it. But the guy was a criminal. He did have in his backpack a bunch of stuff from stuff that was items that were stolen out of cars in the parking lot down there. So there's fault. He wasn't an innocent little kid that was just riding a skateboard, and the cops decided to isolate him and start beating his ass. Yeah. No, he was a criminal. The cops already knew who he was. They knew he was mentally not all there. Right. And he wasn't doing what the cops were saying, and that's a horrible video to watch too, where he's crying for his dad to make it stop and this and that. And I mean, it's sad to watch. It is, and it's fucked up what they did. I think all those guys deserve to be in jail and fired. Okay. The 4 or 5 that actually were the ones doing it, and I think the other ones that stood around and did nothing also should be reprimanded somehow too, because they stood around and did nothing. Yeah, and I think that blue line of that blue shield of not. If a good cop not saying something about a bad cop, I think that line needs to come down. Yeah, I really do. And I've talked to my cop friends about this, and I want to bring a couple of them on and actually get into this and be like, listen, this is bullshit when this is going on. Right. But that situation that happened to that kid, there's multiple people at fault, and one of the people at fault is still that kid. Okay. But yeah, it's a sad situation. It's fucked up, but there's a lot of blame to go around on both sides. So. But anyway, we're not going to solve all the world's problems today. But, no, that's actually a good talk though. But I want to bring in, at least one of my friends one day one's a CHP, one's LAPD, one's LA County Sheriff. Talking about bringing one of them in, just kind of going over some stuff and being listen, tell us what it really is like when you're pulling up in a car that you have no idea what it's like. Yeah. What's going through your mind. So, just to get that perspective, because sometimes their story isn't actually told. Right. And when and I don't know, we ask these people to do this job that's almost nearly impossible to do, and then we question the way that they do it, after the fact, and we have all the time in the world to question what they did after the fact, and they had a split second to make that decision at the time. So it's Monday morning quarterbacking, It's not really that fair.
Yeah.
Well, the quarterback, he should have rolled out left and made that short pass over there instead. And they would have won the game. Well, in that moment, he didn't see that. So
Pete
in the
Carroll's
moment,
decision.
exactly, yeah, exactly. Everybody can talk about it after the fact, and that doesn't change anything. When you're in the heat of the moment and what's going on, that's the decision you made.
Yeah, that play works 10 times, but the 11th time it didn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
But he ran that play because it worked other times.
Ah, well. All right, so this is episode 20, I believe, Hardheaeded Productions. Thanks for listening. And
I'm Brandon.
Ellis.
And John, once again,
We're out.
thanks.
All right.